Seeing the familiar faces of Long Shui and Yuer, Xianxia felt a lot more at ease. They were still here, but the valley was covered with an extremely powerful array, making it impossible for him to discover them. If it wasn't for that, the natural law divine lord might have attacked them. Xianxia was also unable to enter the natural law world now, and he did not know what was the reason for this. Long Shui and Yuer had just come out and disappeared. Xianxia could feel that Yuer was using the power of space. Where did they go? Xianxia was unable to track where they teleported to. Xianxia tried to communicate with the people inside the Hundreds of Flowers village, but they were unable to find anyone around. Why are they so wary? Is there some powerful being that is a threat to them? Just at this moment, he saw a beautiful red figure. It was a woman in red, and she was Xia Bailing, whom Xianxia was extremely familiar with. Sister Bai Ling. Xianxia immediately focused and sent a sound transmission to Xia Bailing. Xia Bailing had appeared out of the blue, and should have used teleportation to teleport outside the Hundreds of Flowers village. But just as she was about to enter the Hundreds of Flowers village, she suddenly heard a familiar voice. "Little scoundrel!" Xia Bailing shouted in shock, and then turned his head to look around. But he did not see Xianxia. "It's me. I can't go back now, but I can see the natural law world. What kind of situation have you guys met with?" Xianxia asked. Hundreds of Flowers village and Heavenly Dragon City should be the strongest forces within the natural law world, but they had to be this cautious. It's a long story. Xia Bailing was very happy to be able to communicate with them, because Xianxia had already left them for a period of time. They all missed Xianxia very much and wanted to know more about Xianxia's situation. "How are you doing in Divine Wasteland?" Xia Bailing asked. "Not bad, he's still alive." Xianxia laughed. "Your current strength is not weak either." Xia Bailing was now a member of the Venerable Ancestor later stage, and could not be considered a part of the Divine Wasteland S. To be able to reach such a cultivation level, it could be seen that the group of female alchemists inside the Hundreds of Flowers village had played a great role. Xianxia was surprised. In the natural law world, resources were scarce, far inferior to the Divine Wasteland, but they could refine pills to continuously raise their cultivation. This was not easy. "It's good that you're fine. We're worried about you. You are a troublemaker. You must have provoked a lot of Mafa when you went there." Xia Bailing laughed. "There's no you here. It's been peaceful for many years. It's just that some guy from the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect suddenly appeared. He's very strong." The fact that someone from the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was here shocked Xianxia. The people from the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect are really hateful. It's a good thing that there is a myriad Tao Divine Mountain here that can fight them, otherwise we wouldn't be able to live in peace. Xia Bailing sighed. "It's good that you're back. We are being bullied by the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect here. We have to be careful when we leave. My Divine Wasteland also has a world-defying stage Heavenly Sect. Don't worry, I'll get even with them." Xianxia thought of the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect and his heart grew cold. Then, he asked, "Sister Bai Ling, tell me about the myriad Tao Divine Mountain." Xia Bailing briefly told Xianxia about the myriad Tao Divine Mountain. The myriad Tao Divine Mountain had appeared in the natural law world very early on to promote the cultivation methods of the myriad Tao, while LV Chilian and the others had also sent some outstanding women there to learn. Other than that, the Heavenly Dragon City and the other forces had all sent many people to the natural law world to cultivate. It was also at that time that Feng Yujie and the other pill refiners grasped many pill formulas and medicinal ingredients. It was also at that time that everyone learned the secrets of the many realms behind, and after many years, a portion of them managed to cultivate to the Venerable Ancestor realm. "Go and tell Big Sister Chilian that you contacted me. Help me call out to the other girls, saying that I miss them too. When I return, let them bully me." Xianxia laughed. "You are the one who wants to bully them, right? Little scoundrel." Xia Bailing laughed, then warned him in a serious tone. "You have to be careful yourself. World-defying stage Heavenly Sect, and these guys are all bastards. I will pay attention. I will think of a way to go back. Or perhaps I will think of a way to help you become stronger." Although Xianxia was unable to return, he was able to communicate with the people of the natural law world. You should pay more attention to this place. People will come out from time to time, Xia Bailing said. Oh yeah, I saw Shui and Yue earlier, but they disappeared the moment they ran. Chun Xiang asked, where did they go? They should be going to the Heavenly Dragon City to deliver the pills and then take some medicinal ingredients from there. Most of us who know how to use the power of space will be out by now, so it will be more complete. Xia Bailing said. Alright, you go back first. It's not safe to stay outside for too long, Chun Xiang said. Xia Bailing said goodbye to Chun Xiang somewhat unwillingly, then hurriedly returned to the Hundreds of Flowers village to spread the news of her meeting with Chun Xiang. When Chun Xiang withdrew his consciousness from natural law world's body, he saw that the Wangwa poison on his body was already in a violent rage. At this moment, he was rolling on the ground in pain and screaming miserably. Chun Xiang, how is your natural law world doing? Sun Lingxing asked. My friends and family are all good, Chun Xiang said. It's really strange that a world-defying stage heavenly sect and a myriad Tao divine mountain suddenly appeared there. Chun Xiang had asked Xia Bailing before, but he didn't know why he would suddenly have a myriad Tao divine mountain. And world-defying stage heavenly sect had only just appeared in these few years. After Sun Lingxing heard this, his expression changed, and he said solemnly, this is not a good thing. Myriad Tao divine mountain is, but they are the ones in charge of executing some people. Back then, we were sent to the world-defying stage divine mausoleum by the people from Myriad Tao divine mountain. However, there aren't many world-defying stage in the natural law world. Instead, there are some world-defying stage S among the world-defying stage heavenly sect S that have appeared in the rear. Chun Xiang said, and Myriad Tao divine mountain is also developing the cultivation method. Then this is strange. Myriad Tao divine mountain suddenly descending into a small world. There must be some secret within. Sun Lingxing said. Ha ha. Natural law divine lord suddenly laughed wildly. That's because Myriad Tao divine mountain is there to pick slaves and is preparing to build a new tomb there. When the time comes, you bunch of conceited people will be buried. Humph. Speaking so much even before death. Chun Xiang took out a Wangwa scent. When Natural Law Divine Lord saw it, he really wanted to immediately grab it. But when he reached Chun Xiang's feet, he was immediately kicked away. Spirit Star. I'll leave it to you to finish him off, Chun Xiang said. Sun Lingxing waved his hand and summoned a meteor to exterminate the Natural Law Divine Lord, who was trapped in endless pain. Chun Xiang and Sun Lingxing left the prideful forest. Since the world-defying stage divine mausoleum here had not been closed yet, they could still go in now. As for whether or not they could find a good inheritance inside, no one knew. I wonder how world-defying stage evil ancestor is doing now. His strength seems to be stronger than world-defying stage Tao ancestor and world-defying stage dragon ancestor. Chun Xiang was more worried about this, so he increased his speed on his way back. He was given a lot of hope by the world-defying stage dragon ancestor back then, so if there was any mistake he would feel very guilty. Chun Xiang brought Sun Lingxing and quickly arrived at the Sea of Wangwa Flower. This Sea of Flowers is extremely dangerous. Should we remove it? Asked Sun Lingxing. Since the Forget-Me divine race was still here, Sun Lingxing had no plans to go back. She understood the dangers of these Wangwa Flower very well. If you can get rid of it, then do it. This place will be exposed sooner or later, and there will be a lot of people coming from the bottom of the pit. Sun Lingxing said, World-defying stage divine mausoleum does not need any protection. There are dangers inside world-defying stage divine mausoleum itself. Originally, there were no Myriad Tao mausoleum S here, and maybe in the future, they would disappear and this world-defying stage divine mausoleum would appear again. Alright, I'll try. Chun Xiang released a wave of world-defying God Fire S. A wave of scorching heat appeared, and the beautiful purple Wangwa flower below gradually turned into purple light mist, and then evaporated and disappeared. When Chun Xiang saw that it was effective, he immediately released a large number of world-defying God Fire S. The world-defying God Fire burned for several hours before finally burning this entire sea of Wangwa flower. It won't grow back. Xianxia said. Since it's like this, then we no longer have to worry about having lunatics like head of forget-me race. Sun Lingxing nodded his head. If not for Xianxia using his world-defying god fire to stop head of forget-me race and the rest, they would have all escaped by now. If they continued to rely on his Wanghua poison to raise their strength, before long, they would have lost their minds and become terrifying existences. Sun Lingxing looked at the distant forest and sighed softly. Then he followed Xianxia and left for the Deadland. Spirit Star, when Natural Law Divine Lord died, he said that Myriad Tau Divine Mountain was there to pick slaves to build a world-defying stage divine mausoleum. What was going on? Xianxia said. Although this guy is detestable, his words are still rather reliable. We love and hate the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain, Sun Lingxing said. At the very beginning, the people from the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain taught us how to make use of the power of the Myriad Tau, allowing us to grow quickly. In the end, when they thought about how the power of the Myriad Tau would be exhausted, they made a rule to kill us. The words of the Natural Law Divine Lord are indeed correct. The appearance of the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain there, the inheritance there, and the people there becoming stronger are all very likely because they are planning to use the life there. As for whether or not they want to build a new world-defying stage divine mausoleum, I am not sure. But it's probably not going to be a good thing. Sun Lingxing said. But world-defying stage heavenly sect is also there, so this must be some sort of secret that led to it being there. The strength of the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain does not look as strong as it used to be. Otherwise, they would definitely not allow the world-defying stage heavenly sect to exist. Before, Xianxia had thought that the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain was a good thing, because the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain had passed down many things to the Heavenly Dragon City and them, allowing them to increase their strength quickly. But from the looks of it, the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain was uneasy but had good intentions. Who was the person responsible for the construction of this world-defying stage divine mausoleum all those years ago? Xianxia asked. The composition of the world-defying stage divine mausoleum space is very strong. Inside is a very big world with many mausoleums. It should have been created by a group of strong people, right? It was built by us. Quite a few guys that lied inside had done it. It's just that at that time we didn't know it was their own mausoleum. We only found out about it at the end. Sun Lingxing sighed. At that time, many people were trapped inside, and if they were unable to absorb the Myriad Tau's power outside, without leveling up, they would die of old age. That's why I have to say that Myriad Tau Dan God is quite amazing. The Dan God mysterious land he built is really amazing. He was able to generate Myriad Tau's power on his own, and he could even make a breakthrough inside. Many of the people who were at the same time as the Myriad Tau Dan God back then are definitely dead now. Sun Lingxing said. Xianxia agreed very much with Sun Lingxing's words. Myriad Tau Dan God was indeed very powerful, able to escape the control of the Myriad Tau's laws. At this time, Xianxia kept an eye on the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain. He immediately went to see outside of the Hundreds of Flowers village, and did not see anyone appear. He wanted to quickly inform the women inside the Hundreds of Flowers village of this matter, so that they would be wary of the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain. Not long later, Xianxia saw a white figure. Little naughty dragon, Yuer! Xianxia anxiously shouted. It was Long Shui and Yuer who had returned. Little scoundrel! Long Shui and Yuer shouted in alarm at the same time. They still did not know about Xianxia's situation. Where are you? Hurry up and come out. I miss you so much. Long Shui looked around anxiously. Hehe. I also miss you a lot. Xianxia laughed, and then gave a simple explanation of how he obtained control of the natural law world from the natural law divine lord. When Long Shui and Yuer heard about it, they were also extremely shocked. Xianxia had actually become so powerful, but unfortunately, they were still unable to return to the natural law world. Xianxia, do you have a world-defying stage heavenly sect at your side? Yuer suddenly asked. Yes, Xianxia said. I heard the people of Myriad Tau Divine Mountain mentioned that they were very rampant in the Divine Wasteland. Yuer said. The people from the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain told us that when the time is right, We should bring us to the divine wasteland to eliminate the world-defying stage heavenly sect. The myriad Tao divine mountain is not a good place. You guys have to be careful. Xianxia warned repeatedly. Even though world-defying stage heavenly sect isn't anything good, at the very least, you all should know that myriad Tao divine mountain is very sinister. That's impossible. Long Shui didn't dare believe it, because they truly felt that the myriad Tao divine mountain was very good. Let Qilian out. I want to have a chat with her. Long Shui let Yuer enter the Hundreds of Flowers village and called LV Qilian out. Long Huishan had also come out with Long Huishan. They were all the managers of the Hundreds of Flowers village, and at this time, they were also the women with the highest cultivation and the strongest power. Seeing the appearance of the two great beauties, Xianxia felt joy in his heart, and couldn't help but recall all of the gentleness and charm of LV Qilian. Xianxia made a long story short, and told the matter of the myriad Tao divine mountain to LV Qilian and the others, allowing them to understand what role the myriad Tao divine mountain played in the ancient divine wasteland in the past. If you hadn't told us these things, we really wouldn't have known that the myriad Tao divine mountain would actually do such a thing. LV Qilian's expression became solemn, and said to Long Huishan, Huishan, make a trip to Heavenly Dragon City, tell Long Zhouxiao about this matter, and make sure they are on guard against myriad Tao divine mountain. You must pay attention, and don't make it too obvious about that. It will cause myriad Tao divine mountain to become wary. If it was anyone else, LV Qilian and the others would definitely not believe it, unless there was any evidence. However, they would have definitely believed in Xianxia's words. If not for Xianxia, the natural law world wouldn't be like this back then. After the agreement was made, Xianxia was a lot more at ease. He also asked the Hundreds of Flowers village to come out once in a while so he could contact him this way. At this time, he and Sun Lingxing had already entered the Dead Land. Stepping into the Dead Land, a wave of deathly aura blew across. Xianxia immediately sensed that a few evil ancestor demon guards were rushing over. These guys are getting more and more sensitive. Xianxia allowed Sun Lingxing to enter the Yu Yao Mountain Villa. Then he teleported himself to an underground secret room. World-defying stage dragon ancestor's soul fragment was still here. When he saw that Xianxia had arrived and become very strong, he was overjoyed. Dragon ancestor, what's the situation now? Xianxia asked anxiously. Not good. The world-defying stage evil ancestor is getting stronger and stronger for some reason. Previously, the Tao Father and I fought with him. We almost couldn't beat him. World-defying stage dragon ancestor said, What about you? How are things going? The world-defying dragon demon was killed by me, along with his group of brothers. They were all killed by me. How am I supposed to get into that seal? Xianxia said, Or is it to remove the seal and let you out? What is your current cultivation level? The world-defying stage dragon ancestor only had a soul fragment at the moment, so he could not see Xianxia's true strength, but he was sure that Xianxia was definitely in world-defying stage right now. World-defying stage's profound rank has just reached the initial stage. I've just cultivated the primordial profound body and world-defying soul. Xianxia said, according to cultivation level, he was indeed at this cultivation level, but his strength was not. Because his world-defying soul were 6 proud and unparalleled soul beasts, and only one was a world-defying beast with an arrogant and profound body. Its strength was extremely terrifying, and one could not directly see it with their cultivation. So fast! The world-defying stage dragon ancestor was extremely shocked. He felt that it was already pretty good that Xianxia was able to enter the world-defying stage. Dragon ancestor. The situation outside is not looking good either. A world-defying stage heavenly sect or something has appeared. Xianxia said. Sure enough, when he talked about world-defying stage heavenly sect, his expression changed and was filled with worry. This damned world-defying stage heavenly sect. He actually broke the seal. World-defying stage dragon ancestor scolded in a low voice. It seems you know what kind of trash this world-defying stage heavenly sect is. Xianxia had told him before that the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was not a good person and that he could tell this from the joint forces of the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect and the Dragon Demon. But you don't have to worry. If the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect really does appear, then his sworn enemy should be appearing soon. He seemed to know more than Sun Lingxing. After all, Sun Lingxing was already sealed in the world-defying stage Divine Mausoleum back then, and the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was only built later on. Who is world-defying stage Heavenly Sect's sworn enemy? Although Xianxia had the answer in his heart, he didn't dare to be sure. Myriad Tao Divine Mountain, world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor said. This Myriad Tao Divine Mountain and this world-defying stage Heavenly Sect have never stopped. Why? This was exactly what Xianxia had guessed. Myriad Tao Divine Mountain and world-defying stage Heavenly Sect were indeed sworn enemies. I just heard that the Tao Father said that the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain was in charge of executing the punishment of the Myriad Tao's laws, and the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect had violated the punishment, and had even fought against the executor back then. This caused the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect to be sealed. The world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor said. The world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was indeed sealed for a period of time. Tang Zhongjie was originally from the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, but he never thought that it would be sealed by the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain. Tang Zhongjie had said before that the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was sealed by a mysterious power, and it was actually done by the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain. The Myriad Tao Divine Mountain was indeed very strong, but the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was not weak either, to actually be able to break the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain seal. In order for Xianxia to know more about the matters of the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain, he told the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor about the appearance of the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect and the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain. Before the Natural Law Divine Lord died, he said that the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain was there to find slaves, so he passed down many things to the people there. Xianxia asked, "Is that true?" World-defying stage Dragon Ancestor frowned. There is such a possibility. In short, Myriad Tao Divine Mountain is extremely ruthless. In order to reach their goal, they use any means they can, and all living things are just a ball of energy in their eyes. They look down upon living beings, mainly because the people of the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain are ruthless lives created by the laws of the Myriad Tao. Cold and emotionless is the most obvious characteristic of the people of Myriad Tao. Other than that, they also have evil tendencies such as greed, bloodlust, and so on. After all, life is like grass in their eyes, so they would definitely treat humans very badly. Xianxia now had a clearer understanding of the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain. The world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor was originally also from the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, so he was sure that he had come into contact with the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain before, which was why he had such a conclusion. Therefore, Myriad Tao Divine Mountain appearing in the natural law world is most likely because he wants to train the people there to become powerful and then make them use it. We must be careful of that. If we let them control it, then it would be extremely terrifying. World-defying stage Dragon Ancestor said, "You said before that world-defying stage Heavenly Sect only appeared there after Myriad Tao Divine Mountain appeared, right?" Xianxia had told him this. Because the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain appeared first, it allowed them to have a certain level of power foundation to resist the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, and the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect also made them feel extremely disgusted. Because the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain had helped them, they had a good impression of the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain. Could be said that they completely trusted the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain and frequently sent people to the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain. Xianxia explained the details again. Then we should be even more careful. The world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor said, "Now the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain will begin to create conflicts between the humans there and the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect. Once the time is right, the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain will make a move on the humans there." Xianxia had already warned LV Chilian and the others before, telling them to be careful of the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain. Dragon Ancestor world-defying stage Tao Ancestor has created so many worlds. After following him for so many years, you must have experience in these areas. I want to ask, how do I get back to the natural law world? Even though I am able to channel the power of the natural law world, I don't feel that I am controlling the operation of the natural law world at all. Xianxia said. He had previously tried to change the timing and circulation of the natural law world, but he could not succeed. The reason why you are still unable to control it is because the overall strength of that world is already greater than your current strength. World-defying stage dragon ancestor said. The Taoist is also in the same situation. He is currently unable to control the world he created. Actually, this is also one of the myriad Tao's rules. A world is equivalent to a living being. If your strength makes this world weak, you simply cannot change the rules of this world. This is a normal phenomenon. Right now, you can at least absorb the power of the natural law world, but the Tao Father has created so many big and small worlds, making this world colorful, and he can't absorb a single bit of it. World-defying stage dragon ancestor had a look of helplessness on his face. When Xianxia thought about it, he also felt a bit helpless. The world that the world-defying stage Tao ancestor created to produce such a powerful living being. He was unable to absorb even the slightest bit of its power. In the end, it had to be sealed. If you want to go back, then this might be a bit difficult. But I think there's still some hope for you since your power of space is so powerful, the world-defying stage dragon ancestor said. Of course, this is mainly because your strength is too strong, and also because you are the controller of the natural law world. The myriad Tao's rules do not allow you to return. However, you can try to use your clone to go back. Previously, natural law divine lord had gone back overboard. That clone was not very strong. Xianxia needed to use his clones to bring back a few things, especially the ingredients needed to refine heaven and earth infinite danes, which could allow a person to step into the world-defying stage. Although this pill was rather hard to refine and required world-defying Godfire S, he felt that Feng Yujie, Hua Xiangyue, and the others would have a way to solve this problem. Furthermore, he even planned to refine a few more world-defying stage divine power pearls for them to absorb their divine power to use. If they could cultivate world-defying Godfire, then it would definitely be twice the result with half the effort. I need to hurry up and refine more world-defying stage divine power pills for them. Xianxia thought, and he also had something he needed to busy himself, which was to help the world-defying stage Tao ancestor escape. We'll talk about this later, Xianxia said. Dragon ancestor, I need to quickly help you guys defeat the world-defying stage evil ancestor. Oh right, I still have a friend in the world-defying stage who is in the profound rank to help me. Xianxia anxiously asked Sun Lingxing to come out. Sun Lingxing's strength was still very strong. Although she was only at the initial stage of the saint body, she used all sorts of ancient techniques and was extremely powerful. Alright, now you can enter the seal. Initially, it was very easy for me to get in as well. But once we do, we can immediately kill the world-defying stage evil ancestor. Seeing that Sun Lingxing had such a powerful helper, world-defying stage dragon ancestor was extremely happy and quickly replied. Sun Lingxing asked, is world-defying stage evil ancestor also a member of the world-defying stage heavenly sect? World-defying stage dragon ancestor didn't understand Sun Lingxing, but he knew that such a strong woman like Sun Lingxing definitely had an extraordinary background. He believed in Xianxia, so he didn't inquire about Sun Lingxing's background. Yes, we were originally all from world-defying stage heavenly sect, but the Tao ancestor and I were seen by them as traitors. The world-defying stage evil ancestor and the world-defying dragon demon were here to kill us. World-defying stage dragon ancestor said. This is mainly because the things that world-defying stage heavenly sect told us to do back then were too. This touches upon the bottom line of the Tao Fathers. The Tao Fathers definitely didn't want to do this, so we left the world-defying stage heavenly sect. Who knew that not long after we left the world-defying stage heavenly sect, the myriad Tao Divine Mountain used a lot of power to seal the world-defying stage heavenly sect. Sun Lingxing said. Then we must immediately kill world-defying stage evil ancestor, or else world-defying stage heavenly sect will come and save him. Back then, because world-defying stage heavenly sect was afraid of me, he gave up on saving the world-defying dragon demon. You all became enemies with the world-defying stage heavenly sect, but the strength of the world-defying stage evil ancestor was very strong, so maybe they would really cherish the world-defying stage evil ancestor a lot. After all, right now, the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect needs to be strong enough to fight against the myriad Tau Divine Mountain. Yes, immediately enter the seal. World-defying stage Dragon Ancestor thought about this. His face changed as he anxiously replied. Under the guidance of the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor, Xianxia brought Sun Lingxing to the seal in the middle of the Dead Land. It was indeed easy to enter, so Xianxia used a spatial jump to easily enter. There was a huge hall inside. It should have been an underground palace, but it had already been sealed up by a powerful enchantment, and the energy it consumed came from the myriad Tau Mausoleum. In order for the Divine Wasteland to operate steadily, the construction of the myriad Tau Mausoleum attracted a large number of evil demons, and only the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor was able to leave. In order to trap the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor, the world-defying stage Tau Ancestor had no choice but to use himself to lure the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor into the barrier. When Xianxia arrived, he saw the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor and an old man sitting cross-legged in a corner, and in the other corner was an old man dressed in a black robe who emitted a black chi. This old man had a dense evil chi, so he should be the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor. After he discovered Xianxia, he flew over with an extremely fast speed. World-defying stage Dragon Ancestor and world-defying stage Tau Ancestor also anxiously attacked. After pushing world-defying stage Evil Ancestor back, Xianxia could clearly see his appearance. He had guessed that the half-ghost old man was the world-defying stage Tau Ancestor, but he did not. World-defying stage Tau Ancestor was very kind. He had white hair and white eyebrows, was tall and thin, wore a white robe, and currently, he was smiling benevolently at Xianxia. You actually let a little ghost in to die, haha. Looks like you guys don't have much ability after all. How many years has it been since I've raised such a little kid? The world-defying stage Evil Ancestor laughed from afar. It's still better than yours. You raised so many underlings, took out so many crippled world-defying soul, and thought that they would become stronger to help you. But what about now? No one can be seen. He already knew that Xianxia had killed the world-defying dragon demon, but he did not say anything. Don't be complacent. Although the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor saw Xianxia coming in, he was not worried at all. It was as if he had something to rely on. Seeing world-defying stage Evil Ancestor's reaction, Xianxia and world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor looked at each other. This meant that the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor was waiting for the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect to save him. They did not know how many strong world-defying stage there were within the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, but it was enough to save the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor. World-defying stage Tau Ancestor had stayed here with world-defying stage Evil Ancestor for many years, so they definitely could not allow world-defying stage Evil Ancestor to be saved. Suddenly, Xianxia heard the sound transmission from the world-defying stage Tau Ancestor. Little friend, I will attack together with Xiao Long later. You see the opportunity to attack. See the opportunity to let that girl out. We have to deal a fatal blow to world-defying stage Evil Ancestor, and taking into account that world-defying stage Heavenly Sect might come at any moment, we originally wanted to discuss this thoroughly, but we had no choice but to end this quickly. All right, I'm ready. Xianxia inspected all the various divine artifacts he could use before replying. Receiving his reply, world-defying stage Tau Ancestor suddenly teleported behind world-defying stage Evil Ancestor. The white rod in his hand already smashed onto world-defying stage Evil Ancestor's head. Poochie. The world-defying stage Evil Ancestor was also prepared. After all, he and the world-defying stage Tau Ancestor had been stuck in this mess for many years. Although he had gotten hit on the head, he did not sustain any serious injuries. The Evil Ancestor snorted. He immediately retaliated, and in an instant, a rumbling sound came out. The red and white light constantly flashed. The astral wind filled the entire hall, and a burst of energy surged out, causing Xianxia to be unable to endure it. The world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor also attacked. His speed was also very fast. Using two swords, he had already charged into the battlefield and was cooperating with the Tao Ancestor to attack the Evil Ancestor. The world-defying stage Evil Ancestor didn't seem to know about the world-defying dragon demon's death, and from the looks of it, He was still waiting for the world-defying dragon demon to save him. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so calm and collected right now, and he also didn't understand Xianxia well enough, so he thought that Xianxia was a very ordinary world-defying stage. Xianxia felt that it was a little strange. World-defying dragon demon and world-defying stage evil ancestor had such a close relationship, and now that they were dead, world-defying stage evil ancestor did not have any other reactions. At this moment, the dragon and Tao Father were using all of their strength to fight the evil ancestor. However, it was still very difficult for them to win, which showed how powerful the evil ancestor was. This world-defying stage evil ancestor is indeed very powerful. No wonder the dragon and Tao Father were unable to kill him here for so many years. What Xianxia did not expect was that world-defying stage Tao ancestor would actually receive a fierce punch from the evil ancestor. After the world-defying stage Tao ancestor was flung into the air, Xianxia immediately rushed over to catch it. "I'm fine. Don't do anything for now." World-defying stage Tao ancestor took a deep breath and rushed out. The battlefield was extremely chaotic and intense. World-defying stage Tao ancestor and world-defying stage dragon ancestor had coordinated very well for so many years, and their fighting techniques were very compatible. "He's here." When Xianxia saw world-defying stage evil ancestor use that kind of terrifying attack again, it was from his fist striking out a red and blue light ball. When it exploded out, that wave of red and blue astral wind caused Xianxia's entire body to feel extremely pained. "This fellow's strength can actually penetrate my spatial barrier." Xianxia had also been hurt by this astral wind before, so he thought that he could use his spatial barrier to block it, but it was still useless. This time, it was world-defying stage dragon ancestor who received the punch. Fortunately, his body suddenly shone with a golden light, and strong dragon scales overflowed to protect his body, preventing him from suffering too much damage. Previously, the world-defying stage Tao ancestor did not have much defense, but after being struck, he was fine. Could be seen that the strength of the world-defying stage Tao ancestor was much stronger than the world-defying stage dragon ancestor. World-defying stage evil ancestor sneered, "You are still the same. This time, I will not let you off. In the past, I had many chances to kill all of you, but I was worried that after you all die, I would become extremely bored here. That's why I let you all live with me. But now, there's no need for that anymore. I will be able to leave very soon." The world-defying stage evil ancestor laughed. This seal was set up by the world-defying stage Tao ancestor. Although he said that breaking this formation would allow him to get rid of the world-defying stage Tao ancestor, the world-defying stage evil ancestor did not believe his nonsense. He was worried that after killing the world-defying stage evil ancestor, not only would the seal not be broken, it would even produce the power to destroy itself. He also had another worry, which was that he was worried that he would be very lonely. "Are you counting on world-defying stage heavenly sect to save you?" As world-defying stage Tao ancestor spoke, he shot out 2 golden beads. After the 2 beads flew out, they turned into 2 clones of the world-defying stage Tao ancestor. Holding golden longswords, he dodged back and forth, rushing towards the world-defying stage evil ancestor, hacking crazily. World-defying stage evil ancestor's entire body was covered in black chi. His eyes suddenly flashed and 2 blue-black lights shot out from his eyes. They struck the 2 clones and pierced through their heads. World-defying stage evil ancestor thought that he would be able to kill the doppelganger with just that, but he never thought that the doppelganger would actually be fine. "What kind of strange move?" World-defying stage evil ancestor shouted as he punched the 2 clones. The avatar exploded, releasing a large amount of golden liquid that sprinkled onto world-defying stage evil ancestor's body. World-defying stage evil ancestor's black aura seemed as if it was going to melt, and his body was being corroded by the golden liquid at a faster speed. World-defying stage evil ancestor immediately roared. When world-defying stage dragon ancestor saw this, his body suddenly swelled up and transformed into the human form of a dragon. So, world-defying stage dragon ancestor was sent flying like a ray of light, fiercely crashing into world-defying stage evil ancestor's body. Furthermore, His two sharp dragon claws had ruthlessly pierced into world-defying stage evil ancestor's body. Although it did not pierce through it, world-defying stage evil ancestor was already screaming in pain. The chance had come. Xianxia never thought that the situation would change so quickly. With a thought, he caused all 6 of the proud soul beasts in the divine sense sea to attach themselves to his arms, causing his arms to suddenly expand. After he teleported over, he punched world-defying stage evil ancestor's head hard, using his meteor immortal power. As the 6 beasts' chi roared out, the violent vibrations and the 6 colored light rays also exploded out. The blinding light quickly disappeared, and world-defying stage evil ancestor's head was struck off by Xianxia. However, world-defying stage evil ancestor didn't die, and was already extremely angry. This is bad. Then he grabbed Xianxia and quickly retreated. However, world-defying stage dragon ancestor was only slightly slow before a black dragon claw came out from world-defying stage evil ancestor's chest and grabbed onto his neck. When world-defying stage Tao ancestor saw the terrifying arm that was filled with the true berserk evil chi, he was overwhelmed with shock. However, he still immediately rushed over, otherwise, it was very possible that world-defying stage dragon ancestor would be killed. Xianxia stood there in a daze. The head of the world-defying stage evil ancestor wasn't even halfway full, and he still wasn't dead yet. In other words, the world-defying stage evil ancestor wasn't affected by anything. If the divine sense sea was not affected, he could still release the powerful world-defying stage divine power from the divine sense sea. After world-defying stage Tao ancestor went over, he waved the divine weapon in his hand and continued to chop at world-defying stage evil ancestor's body, frantically trying to cut the dragon claw that was coming out from the wound on his chest, but it was unable to harm his arm. What a strong defense! Xianxia also rushed over and started chopping at world-defying stage dragon ancestor's back. However, his heavenly magic sword was like a chopping knife on hard iron. Clanging sounds rang through the air. Clang 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 clankle. Be careful! World-defying stage Tao ancestor suddenly shouted, but it was already too late. Xianxia had already been grabbed by the dragon claw coming from world-defying stage evil ancestor's back. The world-defying stage evil ancestor laughed sinisterly and retracted his arm that was sticking out from his chest. These 2 arms had grabbed onto Xianxia and world-defying stage dragon ancestor, and if he were to pull them back, both of them would enter his body. Don't even think about succeeding, Xianxia bellowed, only to see 6 world-defying beasts suddenly appearing. Although they looked small, their powerful spirit chi still shocked world-defying stage Tao ancestor. The one who bore the brunt of the attack was the Azure Dragon. The green dragon directly entered world-defying stage evil ancestor's mouth, and then it was the white tiger that firmly held onto Xianxia's dragon claw. Its sharp teeth had already sunk into it, causing the dragon claw to exude black evil blood. Meanwhile, the qilin bit onto its other arm, causing world-defying stage dragon ancestor to feel much better. The 2 arms were so powerful that Xianxia felt like his neck was about to break. Seeing Xianxia suddenly releasing these powerful world-defying beast, world-defying stage dragon ancestor and world-defying stage Tao ancestor both took a deep breath. They knew what this meant. They knew very well just how terrifying a world-defying beast was when it came to cultivating. Brat! Why didn't you release it earlier? World-defying stage Tao ancestor said excitedly. This is good! Xianxia did not expect this world-defying beast to be so powerful. Or perhaps the world-defying beast seemed to specialize in restraining the world-defying stage evil ancestor. In just a short while, the 2 evil dragon claws of the world-defying stage evil ancestor were bitten off by qilins and white tigers. Soon after, Xianxia and the world-defying stage dragon ancestor were escorted by the black turtle and the ground-suppressing immortal elephant. Golden flames also came out of the vermilion bird's mouth to attack. The vermilion bird's flames were extremely powerful. After just a brief burn, the black scales on the world-defying stage evil ancestor had melted. Ever since the Azure Dragon entered the world-defying stage evil ancestor's body, The power of the world-defying stage evil ancestor began to decline. Azure Dragon! Xianxia shouted, only to see world-defying stage evil ancestor's body suddenly splitting open and leaking out a green light. The green dragon's body was currently expanding, the expansion speed was extremely fast, and in a moment the body of world-defying stage evil ancestor was bursting. Dead. Xianxia stared blankly at that black-colored fragment. Not yet. World-defying stage Tao ancestor shouted anxiously. Xianxia immediately controlled the vermilion bird to release flames to burn the black fragments on the ground. Just a moment ago, when he was grabbed by the primordial evil ape, his body became extremely weak, as if all of the life force in his body was going to be devoured, causing him to be completely exhausted. Furthermore, the 6 divine beasts were not in his divine sense C, which made him even more powerless. Otherwise, he would have been able to use world-defying god fire to burn them. The world-defying stage Tao ancestor also quickly charged over, releasing the strong world-defying god fire S. What made Xianxia inconceivable was that he could actually see a bit of pale white flame, like a translucent mist. To be able to see world-defying stage Tao ancestor's world-defying god fire, this meant that world-defying stage Tao ancestor's flames were very strong. Dragon ancestor, are you alright? Xianxia looked at world-defying stage dragon ancestor, who was seated on the black tortoise's shell. Much better. World-defying stage dragon ancestor's strength was still far inferior to the evil ancestors. So when the dragon claw grabbed hold of him, it caused his vitality to be greatly damaged. The few world-defying beast had also returned to his divine sense C. Only the vermilion bird was still outside helping the world-defying stage Tao ancestor burn away the black fragments to prevent the world-defying stage Tao ancestor from being reincarnated. Dragon ancestor, why are my 6 divine beasts so powerful? Xianxia had also seen it just now. The world-defying stage evil ancestor was killed by those divine beasts. Previously, when he was using it to deal with the world-defying dragon demon, he only needed the Azure Dragon to come out and easily killed the world-defying dragon demon. You don't know this, but these divine beasts are all divine beasts of the law. They were also called heavenly beasts before. In short, the strongest beasts can be bred from the myriad Tao's laws. The world-defying stage dragon ancestor replied, of course, this kind of divine beast is very common, but there aren't many that can cultivate the primordial divine body. Xianxia nodded. He had seen many of these divine beasts before, and some of them were in the natural law world. These law divine beasts are the incarnations of the myriad Tao. Something like the world-defying stage evil ancestor is most afraid of this kind of divine beast. The world-defying stage dragon ancestor continued. Because the evil energy that the world-defying stage evil ancestor cultivates is originally the most resistant out of all of the myriad Tao's laws, and the sacred beasts that the myriad Tao's laws produce are born with the magic power to fight against this kind of evil demon. Even if their strength is far weaker than the evil demons, they can still easily break through the evil demon's defense. Xianxia had also just seen how the white tiger and Qilin easily bit off the 2 dragon claws, so no matter how hard he and world-defying stage Tao ancestor were, they couldn't leave any traces on the dragon claws. But you are actually able to cultivate these 6 divine beasts. This is simply hard to imagine. It would be pretty good if we could cultivate one out. World-defying stage dragon ancestor said, over the years, I have been working hard to cultivate my world-defying green dragon, and right now, I am still far from success. Seeing Xianxia's expression, world-defying stage dragon ancestor had some respect. He also wanted to ask Xianxia how did he cultivate it. I don't know how I managed to cultivate them either. What's more, I didn't know that these 6 fellows would be so powerful. How should he put it? All of this was naturally formed by me, and I don't have anyone to guide me. This has been going on for many years. At first, Xianxia only had 4 beast statue silhouettes inside his dantian. Thinking back, he had also mysteriously entered this state of cultivation, and he had once lost them for a period of time. In the end, he managed to find them after he opened the 2nd divine sense C. However, he was still confused by the divine beasts in the divine sense C later on. Previously, he didn't use much of the power of these divine beasts, He believed that they hadn't fully matured yet. But now it looked like it had grown, and this was also Xianxia's strongest power. Let nature take its course. World-defying stage dragon ancestor seemed to be muttering these words, frowning. So that's how it is. World-defying stage dragon ancestor suddenly sighed, and looked as if he had suddenly become enlightened. Why can't I cultivate it? It's because I'm too insistent on this state. Every time I cultivate, I want to quickly cultivate this world-defying green dragon, and no matter what, I want to reach this realm. That's why I can't naturally go train. If you want to cultivate a world-defying green dragon, you must let nature take its course. After all, this is the natural nurturing of the myriad Tao's power. After world-defying stage dragon ancestor understood the situation, his mood improved a lot. He chuckled. You didn't know about the existence of the world-defying beast from the beginning to end, and when you were cultivating, you didn't think that you would deliberately train them into world-defying beast. Instead, you would naturally cultivate and raise your strength. World-defying stage Tao ancestor was also listening to them. Right now, he and the vermilion bird had already finished cleaning up. You can't let world-defying stage heavenly sect know that you have cultivated 6 world-defying beast. The world-defying stage Tao ancestor said. Why? Xianxia's expression became serious. The people from world-defying stage heavenly sect already saw me using the green dragon. Do you see the azure dragon? World-defying stage Tao ancestor frowned. This is troublesome. The people from world-defying stage heavenly sect were originally tortured by this kind of world-defying beast, and they had always hoped to own this world-defying beast, so they'll try to get it from you. They are so strong. Could it be that they can't cultivate it out? Why do you want mine? Xianxia jumped up. This group of bastards. It's precisely because they don't have such powerful world-defying beast and they hope to obtain it. That's why they would fight over it. Right now, your azure dragon is still very young, so it's a very good target for them, and one that's easy to tame. The world-defying stage Tao ancestor said. The world-defying stage Tao ancestor was truly worthy of being called the strongest here. Of course, the world-defying stage evil ancestor was also very strong, but he never thought that a little kid like Xianxia could actually cultivate a world-defying beast, and 6 of them at that. I definitely won't let them succeed. Xianxia snorted. World-defying stage heavenly sect and these guys. It's fine if I don't go look for them, but you actually have ideas on me. When world-defying stage heavenly sect was in natural law world, he had bullied the women in there before, and the only thing Xianxia couldn't do now was go back. Otherwise, if he went back, he would have definitely flattened the world-defying stage heavenly sect in natural law world. Let's get out of here first. World-defying stage Tao ancestor said. Before, world-defying stage evil ancestor was filled with confidence. I was sure that world-defying stage heavenly sect would come to save him. Now he should be here. All right. Xianxia nodded. He had not recovered yet. When he saw the 6 divine beasts previously, he was still very spirited. But after entering his divine sense, he had fallen asleep instantly. He guessed that it was because the 6 world-defying beasts used the magic power that specialized in fighting the evil spirits that caused them to consume so much energy. Furthermore, world-defying stage dragon ancestor situation was slightly better than Xianxia's. At least he looked better now. That guy's claws are so scary. I almost got killed by him. Xianxia rubbed his neck, still feeling a little pain. I'll read the novel Abdu. We've never seen him use this trick before. World-defying stage Tao ancestor was unsealing the seal. World-defying stage dragon ancestor supported Xianxia and laughed. Now we can relax a lot. After that guy dies, Dao Father and I will be free after so many years. They had been sealed here for many years. After being entangled with the world-defying stage evil ancestor for so long, they had long been tired of it. If it wasn't for destroying the world-defying stage evil ancestor, they would rather die. After the seal was removed, the world-defying stage Tao ancestor took Xianxia and the dragon ancestor outside. When they arrived outside, they originally thought that they would be surrounded by many evil ancestor demon guards. However, this was not the case. They were surrounded, but the people surrounding them were from world-defying stage heavenly sect. Xianxia recognized a few of them, but one of them was world-defying stage Heavenly sect leader, Luo Jianqing. Yo, it was fun inside. Luo Jianqing laughed out loud. World-defying stage Tao Ancestor's face turned ugly. Xianxia and the Dragon Ancestor were also like this. They could immediately guess that this group of people had already arrived here, yet they did not enter for a long time. If they were to enter, they could save world-defying stage Evil Ancestor. However, they did not do so. It was clear that the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor was no longer important in their eyes, because they felt that Xianxia's world-defying Green Dragon was more important. Therefore, they patiently waited outside. Just as I expected, Xianxia came here to save you. Luo Jianqing smiled. As expected of a world-defying beast, otherwise, even with another 10 Xianxia's, he would not be able to kill world-defying stage Evil Ancestor. You guys are really despicable to actually give up on world-defying stage Evil Ancestor. World-defying stage Tao Ancestor stood in front of Xianxia and the Dragon Ancestor. World-defying stage Evil Ancestor is indeed powerful, but compared to world-defying beast, he's way too lacking. Luo Jianqing laughed. Luo Tianjun, you can't run away. Do you recognize what this is? Luo Jianqing took out a cyan-colored box. After he opened it, a woman's head hurriedly appeared. Seeing this head, world-defying stage Tao Ancestor's face froze. Following that, he became enraged. Just as he was trembling in anger, world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor patted his shoulder. Xianxia immediately thought that the head in the box must be the closest person to him. Otherwise, he would not be so sad. And what he did not expect was that the world-defying stage Tao Ancestor was actually surnamed Luo, and was called Luo Tianjun. It seemed that he had some sort of relationship with Luo Jianqing. Xianxia was thinking of a way to escape. Since there were no spatial restrictions here, he felt that he could use the power of space to pick them off. Of course, the world-defying stage Tao Ancestor Luo Tianjun could also do it. It was just that Luo Jianqing was currently very confident. He was definitely confident enough to deal with Luo Tianjun using the power of space to escape. Luo Tianjun quickly calmed himself down. He knew that he was a world-defying stage Tao Ancestor, and behind him, there were still Xianxia and his good friends that needed his help. If he couldn't suppress his anger, he wouldn't be able to save Xianxia and his world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor. How about we make a deal? Luo Jianqing smiled and said, as long as you let Xianxia see the world-defying Green Dragon, I will let your wife's soul have a good home. Luo Tianjun clenched his fists, the anger surging forth once again. Look at how pitiful she is. She has already died for many years, but her soul can only be sealed inside the head, never to reincarnate. Ha ha! Luo Jianqing laughed out loud. He was purposely provoking Luo Tianjun right now. Luo Tianjun snorted in anger. A burst of berserk spatial energy exploded out from his body. Indeed, just as Xianxia had guessed. As soon as Luo Tianjun used the power of space, a cyan dot of light surrounded him, causing Luo Tianjun's power of space to be completely swallowed and unable to be used. Dragon Ancestor, what are those green dots of light? Xianxia asked anxiously. Space evil worms, a magical insect that can devour the power of space and disrupt the circulation of the laws of space. They are considered to be an unrivaled holy beast. Although they are not as powerful as world-defying beast, they are still quite special. The world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor said, these guys have produced so many of these worms. It seems like they have spent a lot of resources. You won't be able to escape. Hurry up and agree, otherwise, I will torture your wife's soul here. Luo Jianqing urged. At the same time, a black flame appeared from his fingertips, reaching into the woman's forehead. Luo Tianjun's expression turned cold. I definitely won't agree. Even if I kill Xianxia, I definitely won't let you guys get the world-defying beast. So you better hurry up and stop. Don't force me to perish together with you. We perish together? Do you have the ability to do so? This old dragon looked weak right now, and Xianxia was weak too. Look at our side. The 4 great sacred monarchs of world-defying stage Heavenly sect are all here. Your life or death is not up to you to decide. Luo Jianqing sneered. They wanted Xianxia to hand over the world-defying green dragon. This way, it would be much easier to tame it. If they were to forcefully snatch it, the training results might not be good. Since you are so indifferent, I will see just how long you can endure. Do you like to see your wife's soul tortured? Luo Jianqing laughed sinisterly. Luo Tianjun clenched his fists, his entire body trembling in anger. While Luo Jianqing's fingers continued to approach the forehead of the head, the flames were already close to touching it. Everything happened so suddenly, and there were no spatial energy fluctuations at all. By the time Luo Jianqing managed to react, the box was already in Xianxia's hands. Luo Jianqing was startled. He could not understand how Xianxia took the box from his hands. In that moment, he was truly alarmed, but he quickly calmed down. Even if there was nothing that could threaten Luo Tianjun, Xianxia and the rest could not escape. Luo Jianqing looked at the space evil worm in his hands. He was very sure that Xianxia did not use spatial force just now. But why did the box in his hands suddenly reach Xianxia's hands? Luo Tianjun was also very surprised. Both he and world-defying stage dragon ancestor were surprised that Xianxia suddenly took the box away. With Xianxia right beside them, they did not feel Xianxia using his spatial energy. Not bad, you have some skill. But so what? Luo Jianqing laughed coldly, took out a large black net and waved his hand towards the sky. You guys can surrender now. Luo Tianjun had wanted to attack initially, but Xianxia suddenly used a sound transmission to tell him not to attack. The giant net quickly trapped them, but they did not make a move. Luo Tianjun did not know what Xianxia wanted to do, but he knew that Xianxia definitely had some tricks up his sleeves. Dao Father, let's go to the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect first. Right now, Dragon Ancestor and I have exhausted a lot of our energy and are unable to quickly recover within a short period of time. We need time to rest and escape from world-defying stage Heavenly Sect after we recover. Xianxia sent sound transmissions to world-defying stage Tao Ancestor and world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor. World-defying stage Heavenly Sect is such a tight place. Are you sure you can escape? By the way, how did you get the box from that bastard just now? World-defying stage Dragon Ancestor was very curious and immediately asked with sound transmission. I used the time laws. That is the time and space power. The space evil worm can only sense the power of space, so my time and space power is effective. But the consumption is too great. I can only use it to snatch back that box, and it will be very difficult for us to escape. Xianxia said, unless I recover. Xianxia had not recovered yet. The reason why he was able to use the time and space power, which had consumed a lot of energy, was because he had absorbed a large amount of the natural law world's energy. He did not dare to absorb too much, as doing so would cause the natural law world to collapse. Time and space power, no wonder. Luo Tianjun sighed in his heart. World-defying stage Dragon Ancestor was also surprised. Xianxia was actually able to control the time and space laws at the same time. This was truly difficult to come by. As long as Xianxia managed to integrate the spatial laws into the laws of time, then it would no longer be the power of space. Not only could he prevent space insects or things like that, he could also guard against other formations and enchantments that specifically restricted the power of space. Okay, they will definitely bring us back to the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect first, and then they will think of a way to get the world-defying green dragon from your hands. Luo Tianjun said, at the moment they are very interested in the world-defying green dragon, so before they obtain it, they will not dare to do anything to you. Luo Jianqing locked Xianxia and the other two in a small pagoda, then shrunk the pagoda down and left the Myriad Tao Mausoleum. After leaving the Myriad Tao Mausoleum, Luo Jianqing said, there is no need for this Myriad Tao Mausoleum to exist anymore. Destroy him. I hate what Luo Tianjun this guy made. And in the future, this divine wasteland will be ours. I don't want to see everything he built. Although Luo Jianqing was not the strongest and was not the most powerful in the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, his status was not low either. He could make some of the people from the world-defying stage listen to his orders. Although there were many world-defying stage S in the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, it was not easy for them to destroy the Myriad Tao Mausoleum. However, with Luo Jianqing's order, the people of world-defying stage Heavenly Sect would probably think of ways to destroy the Myriad Tau Mausoleum. The world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was right inside the Divine Wasteland, but it was sealed previously so no one knew where it was. Only after the seal was broken did the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect see the light of day again. Currently, the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was like the sun in the sky, the strongest power within the Divine Wasteland, and only the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain could suppress them. Spirit Star, have you heard of Luo Tianjun? Sun Lingxing had entered the world-defying stage Divine Mausoleum very early on, and at that time the world-defying stage Tau Ancestor had not seen him yet. Therefore, Sun Lingxing had never heard of the world-defying stage Tau Ancestor either. After all, the title of world-defying stage Tau Ancestor was only given later, and Sun Lingxing, who had always been in the tomb, knew very little about it. However, the name world-defying stage Tau Ancestor seemed to be related to the current sect leader Luo Jianqing, so he casually asked. He never thought that Sun Lingxing would actually know this name. I have heard of it before, but I have only occasionally heard my elders mention it. In the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, the Luo family is a huge family and Luo Tianjun is definitely from the Sky Sect. He should be a member of the Luo family's third generation. Sun Lingxing said, Luo Jianqing is from the fourth generation. The Sky Worm Sect is one generation older than him. That means the world-defying stage Tau Ancestor is a very ancient existence? Xianxia didn't expect that, after all. Luo Jianqing was someone who was at the same time as Sun Lingxing in his previous life, and Luo Tianjun was an older generation as well. Yes, the first generation of the Luo family had already died in the world-defying stage Divine Mausoleum, and the second generation later on, they built the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect. The third generation was trained greatly, and the third generation should be the strongest senior generation within the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect. If not, they would not have allowed the third generation Luo Jianqing to take charge of the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect. He was born, he said. The situation in the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was actually this complicated. Xianxia did not expect it. World-defying stage Tau Ancestor has always been entangled with world-defying stage Evil Ancestor, and has been implicated with him. Otherwise, his strength will definitely be even stronger. Sun Lingxing said, however, most of the world-defying stage S are currently stuck at the world-defying holy body. This is mainly because they are cultivating the primordial divine body. I just wonder if the second generation of the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect have managed to cultivate the primordial divine body. How long would it take to return to world-defying stage Heavenly Sect from Myriad Tau Mausoleum's day? Xianxia asked. The earliest would be a day. These fellows aren't skilled enough in using the space laws, and there are also so many of them. They must have flown back already. Luo Tianjun said, world-defying stage Heavenly Sect should still be at that place. Even though I haven't returned there before, I can still remember the distance clearly. One day is enough time for us to recover, Xianxia said. Is that really enough? World-defying stage Dragon Ancestor said, I am not enough. Xianxia chuckled. Then he absorbed a bit of energy from the natural law world and stealthily channeled his time energy to envelop the three of them. This way, he could stall for time inside the natural law world, and no one outside would notice this. Sensing the power of time, world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor and Luo Tianjun immediately understood why Xianxia had said so much. It should be enough to buy us 1 month's time. Xianxia laughed. The world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was actually hiding in a thick cloud in the sky. Xianxia had judged it based on his own sensitivity towards space, and he, Luo Tianjun, and the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor were still inside the tower. Luo Jianqing had already brought them to the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, so he was unable to see the outside world. Sect Master, I remember that the Myriad Star Goddess isn't with Xianxia. Why did she suddenly disappear? Should we guard against her a little? A middle-aged man asked Luo Jianqing. If we're outside, we'll have to be on guard against the Myriad Star Goddess, but inside world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, we don't need to worry. Besides the Myriad Tau Divine Mountain, we don't need to be afraid of anyone else. What's faster is a mere woman, Luo Jianqing said. The world-defying stage Heavenly Sect was built on top of the clouds, and there were many big and small palaces and buildings here, just like a palace in the sky. Although Xianxia was locked in a divine artifact, he could still feel a powerful aura coming from the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect. This world-defying stage Heavenly Sect is truly powerful. Couldn't help but exclaim. At this time, both he and the world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor had already recovered, and he used the power of time to win for nearly a month's time, allowing them to return to their peak. I didn't expect they would make such a huge progress during this period of time. How strange. Luo Tianjun frowned. That's not right. Could it be that there is some power secretly helping them? Dao Father, why did you leave the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect in the past? Chun Xiang only knew that world-defying stage Heavenly Sect walked a different path from Luo Tianjun, which was why he chose to withdraw. Back then, I wanted to become the sect leader of the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, then expand the world, and then construct a large and gorgeous world. And in this large world, there were many small and medium-sized worlds, forming a large gathering place. World-defying stage Heavenly Sect agreed to do the same, but the strongest elder of the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect wanted me to promise to hand over control of the entire world to him. World-defying stage Tao Ancestor said, "This is absolute control. After obtaining control over this world, they will be able to absorb the energy of this world. If necessary, I can use all the power in the world for my own purposes. You should already know that there is a lot of Myriad Tao's power, but you cannot gather too much of it into one person, or else you will be executed by the Myriad Tao's laws and thrown into the world-defying stage Divine Mausoleum." Luo Tianjun said. Chun Xiang nodded. He was already very familiar with these rules. But if he did not absorb the Myriad Tao's power and used it to refine pills, allowing the Myriad Tao's power to grow and reproduce endlessly, he would not be punished by using this method to obtain the Myriad Tao's power. The Myriad Tao Dan God had done it, and he had already transcended the Myriad Tao, so he was no longer within the rules of the Myriad Tao. World-defying stage Heavenly Sect and the other fellows also know, so they don't dare to be too powerful. However, they are worried that they will be killed by an even more powerful force. Thus, they plan to use this world as a container for storing the Myriad Tao's power after creating a huge world. When they needed it, they could immediately extract its power and use it to fight against existences that are even stronger than them. Luo Tianjun sighed. I don't want to, because they will endlessly extract this world's Myriad Tao's power, and they will even swallow many people's lives, causing this world to collapse. Xiao Long and I left the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, and they were worried that after I created the world, I would absorb the world's energy and destroy it. Thus, they sent the most evil and vicious fellows of the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect to chase after us. They were only the world-defying stage Evil Ancestor and the world-defying Dragon Demon, but they had been completely exterminated. Now that the world has been completed, and has even grown, the entire world contains an extremely powerful Myriad Tao and is not under their control. Furthermore, the rules of the Myriad Tao have already been spread throughout the entire world, so no one can control this world. Luo Tianjun laughed heartily. When they were sealed, they definitely did not expect such a change. Chun Xiang also laughed. That's why these guys want my world-defying beast. It's because world-defying beast can also become very powerful. Yes, so you must not let them have it, or it will be troublesome. World-defying beast are not restricted by the Myriad Tao's laws. When world-defying stage Dragon Ancestor thought about this, he became nervous. He was more worried that the world-defying beast would be obtained by the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect. Luo Tianjun shook his head. I am not really worried about world-defying stage Heavenly Sect right now. With Chun Xiang's current rate of growth, there shouldn't be any need to worry about him in the future. The Myriad Tao Divine Mountain was very powerful. Otherwise, they would not have been able to seal the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect for so many years. What I'm afraid of now is that Myriad Tao Divine Mountain is no longer the original Myriad Tao Divine Mountain. Luo Tianjun said. Even though the people in the Myriad Tao Divine Mountain are all nurtured by the power of the Myriad Tao, They can be said to be a group of people who maintain the functioning of the myriad Tao's laws and punish those who break it. However, everything would change, and this change was difficult to control. He was afraid that they had already entered the evil path. World-defying stage Heavenly Sect was originally quite good as well, but those elders also took the wrong path in the end. "It's out!" With a loud shout from the outside, Xianxia and the rest were thrown out. Looked around, they were in a plaza, and because they were high up in the clouds, the sunlight was intense, the area was filled with people, all of them had decent strength, and there was a large number of venerable ancestor later stages. 7 original ancestors. After so many years, I have already brought back the Luo Tianjun who betrayed the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect back then. Luo Jianqing pulled his voice and shouted towards the 7 towers in the distance. Seeing this, Luo Tianjun laughed coldly before sending a sound transmission to Xianxia. "Check your surroundings to see if you can escape from this place." When Xianxia came out, he had already investigated him and felt that there was nothing wrong with it. Although there were spatial insects flying around, they could not detect his time and space power. The original ancestor are currently in closed-door cultivation. Leave all the important matters to me, Luo Jianhao. On his hand was a ring that could dazzle the eyes. The red light emitted by the ring came from a small red stone, and after being exposed to the sunlight, it radiated light, causing the surroundings to be dyed red. I am the sect leader. If the original ancestor do not have time, then it should be me taking care of this matter." Luo Jianqing was furious in his heart. He had gone through great pains to capture Xianxia, and the news of him possessing a world-defying green dragon had already spread throughout the entire world-defying stage Heavenly Sect. This extremely arrogant and unruly-looking Luo Jianhao in front of him seemed to be his sworn enemy. He would absolutely not allow Xianxia to fall into his mortal enemy's hands. Otherwise, the world-defying green dragon might just fall into Luo Jianhao's hands. You need to understand clearly, I am one of the disciples of the 7 original ancestors. Who doesn't know the status of I, Luo Jianhao, here? Luo Jianhao let out a cold laugh and had already walked toward Xianxia. Xianxia originally wanted to use the time and space power to leave, but he suddenly changed his mind. Luo Jianhao smiled as he came to Xianxia's side. He looked at Luo Jianqing and said, "Sect leader, I'll be taking this youth away." Xianxia suddenly muttered, "Even such a weak fellow is afraid. How is he going to be the sect leader?" Of course, Luo Jianhao and Luo Jianqing knew that Xianxia was trying to sow discord, but what Xianxia said was right. Luo Jianqing's strength was indeed much stronger than the flashing red Luo Jianhao in front of him. The corner of Luo Jianqing's eyes twitched. The Luo Jianhao in front of him had angered him greatly, but he could not do anything about it. "Brat, you have overestimated our sect leader. Do you think that with just a few words you can provoke him to deal with me? You're wrong, very wrong." Luo Jianhao actually said such contemptuous words in front of Luo Jianqing. Looking at his appearance, it was obvious that he looked down on Luo Jianqing and was not afraid of Luo Jianqing at all. There were a lot of people here, but everyone understood in their hearts that Luo Jianqing did not dare to fight against the red-clothed youth, because there was only death waiting for him. The 7 original ancestors are still the same. Luo Tianjun could not help but laugh. Looks like they are still unrepentant. He didn't expect them to be like this. It's such a waste of energy that novels would nurture such trash. "Traitor, you dare look down on me?" Luo Jianhao was instantly enraged. No one had ever dared to call him trash before. "Yes, even traitors look down on you." World-defying stage dragon ancestor laughed loudly. "Luo Jianhao, you little thief. Back then in world-defying stage Heavenly Sect, you were just a guy with unclean hands and feet who went around stealing pills everywhere. What right do you have to make others look at you with respect? Are you really blind? Or are there no good seedlings in the world-defying stage Heavenly Sect? I really don't understand. Old dog, how dare you insult me?" Luo Jianhao had been exposed like this in front of so many people, exposing all of his shameful deeds. "Am I wrong with my curses? If you have the guts, come and beat me up." The world-defying stage dragon ancestor laughed. "You little thing, truly are lucky to have been nurtured by the 7 original ancestors. Otherwise you would have already been beaten to death by now. I'll let you talk too much. The veins on Luo Jianhao's forehead were popping out. He roared and fiercely slapped towards world-defying stage dragon ancestor. But just as he was about to reach out, world-defying stage dragon ancestor used a kind of inconceivable speed to attack. Just as Luo Jianhao's palm was about to touch world-defying stage dragon ancestor's cheek, his abdomen was penetrated by world-defying stage dragon ancestor's dragon claws, and following that, Luo Tianjun came over to Luo Jianhao and pressed his hand on Luo Jianhao's head. All of this was just too sudden, especially Luo Jianqing. He had just seen world-defying stage dragon ancestor and Luo Tianjun cursing Luo Jianhao non-stop, and was feeling extremely satisfied in his heart. However, just as he was feeling happy inside, he had become like this. Luo Jianqing was in charge of bringing Xianxia and the others back. That was only yesterday. At that time, Xianxia and the world-defying stage dragon ancestor had already consumed a lot of their energy and could no longer fight, while Luo Tianjun was more or less the same. However, looking at the speed at which world-defying stage dragon ancestor attacked just now, he had already recovered to his peak condition, and Luo Tianjun was the same. S strength was not weak, and he was even from the heavenly generation. Amongst the world-defying stage heavenly sect S, there were not many who were from the heavenly generation, and they were even fewer than the 7 original ancestors. But the elder who held the most power in this plaza might have been dragged by the world-defying stage evil ancestor for many years, but his strength was definitely not weak. All of you, behave or else I will take this brat's life, Luo Tianjun said. A dignified world-defying stage Tao ancestor like you actually dared to do such a vulgar thing. How shameless are you? Luo Jianqing immediately said. He was also extremely anxious. If Luo Jianhao died, he might have to escape world-defying stage heavenly sect. Others might not know, but Luo Jianqing was very clear that Luo Jianhao was the grandson of one of the 7 original ancestors. In the past, there were still many grandchildren in the 7 original ancestors, but many had died while fighting against the myriad Tao Divine Mountain. And only after that did one of the original ancestor find out that Luo Jianhao was the illegitimate child of one of his sons, which was why he took him as his disciple. This kind of old fellow regarded continuation of the bloodline as something important, and it was one thing if he was killed by the myriad Tao Divine Mountain. After all, he was their enemy, but in the world-defying stage heavenly sect, because he was careless and got himself killed, the consequences could be imagined. Although Luo Jianqing had the word sword, he was not a descendant of the 7 original ancestors. Even though his grandfather was once of the same generation as the 7 original ancestors, his cultivation was too weak and he died in battle with the myriad Tao Divine Mountain, so there was naturally no need for protection. Luo Tianjun had already figured out something just now, and was able to guess that it was the grandson of one of the elders. Xianxia patted his butt and stood up from the ground, laughing. This guy was previously so arrogant, but now he's scaring like a dog. You all, what are your conditions? Luo Jianqing's forehead was filled with cold sweat. He knew that Luo Tianjun was already shameless. If he angered them, killing Luo Jianhao would be troublesome. Let those 7 old bastards come out and see me, Luo Tianjun said. They will be here soon. That will be your time, Luo Jianhao said as he gnashed his teeth. He seemed to have something that could send a message to the 7 original ancestors. Just as he finished speaking, Luo Tianjun's expression changed. Xianxia and world-defying stage dragon ancestor also sensed it. Is this the power of the prideful divine body? Xianxia was extremely shocked. Even though the person was far away, his aura made them tremble in fear, and many of the people here were already kneeling on the ground. Even the sect leader, Luo Jianqing, was kneeling down on one knee, his entire body drenched in sweat and his face deathly pale. He actually succeeded in cultivating the primordial divine body. Let's go. Luo Tianjun was very decisive. The hand he was pressing on Luo Jianhao's head suddenly released power, releasing it into the divine sense sea, only to see Luo Jianhao immediately bleeding from his 7 orifices. Xianxia anxiously used the power of space to bring world-defying stage Tao ancestor and Luo Tianjun away from this place. Just as they were leaving, an elder had already appeared. and actually extended 10 arms. The arms were like long swords, seemingly wanting to pierce into the bodies of Xianxia and the other two. However, he did not expect that Xianxia and the rest could actually escape from this place. He looked around at the space evil beetles floating in the air, his face full of suspicion. Grandfather, grandfather, my divine sensei is gone. It's gone. Luo Jianhao laid on the ground and howled. It's all right, I will get you to cultivate it again. The red-robed elder looked at Luo Jianqing, who was kneeling down, and snorted. What are you still standing there for? Hurry up and capture those 3 fellows. Don't bother with world-defying green dragoness, as long as they're corpses or their souls.